Hello and welcome to Teen Taken Makes. Today I'm going to show you how to do our painted mason jar lanterns that are now available at the main library and Ellettsville. Alright, so inside we have everything that you will need, our little glass jars. You will also find 3 different colors of paint. We've got black, purple, and orange for you to use. We've also included the tea light that will go inside of the jar when you're done, and a paintbrush so you can do some fun decorating on the outside. You will need just something to cover your table because this is messy, and you will also need some water. Once you have all your supplies laid out, you will first want to open your jar. And I'm starting with the orange paint since that is the lighter colored paint. You want to add some water to it so it thins it out, and then you'll want to mix the water into the paint well. This is so we can get that kind of like splashy effect, and so the paint will run down the sides of the jar much easier. You'll then want to pour some of your paint into the bottom of the jar, and then you'll want to move it around inside of the jar. If it's not spreading super well, you'll want to add more water. It's better to add less water at the beginning because you just don't want it too thin. Otherwise, it will just drip right out and you won't have any paint left. So you'll want to tip the jar side to side. It's up to you if you want to cover the entire thing with orange or purple or black, whichever you want to do on the inside. I'm just doing 2 sides of it. And then I'm pouring out the extra paint. This is also so the paint goes all the way to the top of the jar. So then you'll want to let your jar sit upside down for a while. If you don't want the paint to mix with your other color, if you're doing 2 colors, you'll want to wait for it to completely dry before you pour the next color inside. So I'm going to start with the purple paint now. Going to add my water to thin it down. Now I did not let my orange paint dry all the way, so when I pour the purple paint in, it is going to mix and the colors are going to turn a little weird, but since I left the 2 other sides non-orange, I should be able to get some good orange spots and some good purple spots. The color mixing will also make it look a little spoopy since orange and purple tend to make a brown color. So feel free to just keep adding paint, mix it with the other colors if you want, keep turning it. If you are going to use a darker color on the inside, you may want to thin it down more, because if it's opaque, then the light from the tea light won't get through. So this is where you might want to add more water than you think you might need. But if you want the purple to be really bright, then just leave it as is and just add enough water so it moves around in the jar. You can also use your paintbrush to mix the colors a little bit to get kind of a marbled effect. You will then want to let your jar dry. Once you are ready to paint the outside of your jar, I recommend putting the lid on so you can see what you'll be able to see on the outside, and then just decorate as you'd like. You can do some spooky designs like a gravestone, a spooky tree, a ghost, some crossbones, or whatever you want to do. I used the black so it would show up the best, but if you wanted, you can do your colors any way that you want. Black on the inside, but again, if you use the black on the inside, you want to make sure it is watered down more so the light actually gets through from the tea light. So once your jar is completely dry on the inside, you can put in your tea light. Just make sure you remove the safety tab, and then you can turn it on and stick it inside of your jar. And that is it for painted mason jar lanterns. Like I said, you can get these kits at the Main and Ellettsville Library. They are limited, so come and get one before we run out. Thanks for watching!